Alright, so, here for another week. Hopefully, Thanksgiving shouldn't affect this schedule for these videos, because they come out every Monday. So hopefully, if there's some special or movie or whatever that I want to cover comes out in the next week, won't happen for probably, till after Thanksgiving, till the week after Thanksgiving. So, hopefully nothing does come out. I don't think there's... I don't keep up with the schedule, but this is one of the few things that should not be affected, or that should not affect my schedule for this coming week. So, if you're on this channel just for these videos, just for these DonBrothers videos, congratulations. You'll see me next Monday. If you're on this channel for football or whatever else I'm going to be doing this week, things are going to be kind of weird. So, with that out of the way, getting into this episode, it was okay. It wasn't, I thought it would be better than what it was. The only thing that happened really before the intro was that they started to announce themselves, and we heard inner dialogue from Sonai talking. And then again, they just went straight into the intro here. Then we hop over to, where was it? I think they were eating. Hang on, I can double check this real quick. I think they were eating is where they were. Let me just quickly double. Oh no! Oh, we did have a little thing for Don Black in the beginning too. I forgot about that. Oh well, it's just kind of a recap of he's not really in this episode. So we start. Yeah. So they're. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we start at the manga and then we go to the eating here. So the Cerebrian and Danielle they're talking and whatnot, and he's kind of giving their advice like, hey, this sucks, this is terrible, you suck, but you can do it. You got this. So then we hop over to them all kind of eating. Again, really Don Black. Again, I can just kind of talk about him real quick. He has one scene with the the female Cerebrian talking, and she's wondering how did you get back to Earth and what. That comes a little bit. I think that's actually, is that right after, or is that a little bit later? I think that might be a little later in the episode. No, that is right. Okay, that is right after. So we still have no idea how he got back. He did not answer. He said, it's none of your business. So don't come looking for me for answers. I have a feeling he doesn't know, and somehow someone did that for him and kind of teleported him back to Earth, I guess. We should eventually find out. We're only, again, we're like maybe 13 episodes away, max. 13 or 14 max for the rest of the series. So we're going to find out here. Oh my god. Are they seriously? They might wait. That's going to be so annoying because we have over 10 episodes left. So they might wait to tell us till we're 10 episodes later of what actually happened to him. Who knows? But then we go to, they're eating at the Odin stand, or yeah, I think it's just Odin stand. I think that's all the old man makes. We see them all kind of meet. You're ordering Odin and whatnot. Cerebrians come by, and they start having this stupid. I forget what the game is called. I can't remember the game. It's where you whisper in the person's ear next to you, and then eventually you see if it goes all the way around and if it stays the same as what the original person said. I can't remember the game. It's something you whisper something into people's ear, and I can't remember. But it's like it's a worldwide game, famous game and whatnot. And so they're or Sonai's still giving the silent treatment to, Donred, to Toro, and so he's kind of telling, everyone, like, hey, pass this on, say this, say you're stupid, you're an idiot, blah, 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 whatever he says. And by the end, it gets to Donred twice of, hey, I'm going to buy you food, so order whatever you want. And the second time is, well, oh, you don't like your knots, or your noodles knotted or whatever? Okay, well then, I want double. Give me double of everything you have. So Sonai's like, what the hell, man? I'm not saying that. Starts flipping out and says, fine, you know what? Let's talk about this, man. Let's just discuss this right now. I'm ready to discuss this. And then we get, just before he's able to, before everyone starts getting into a heated argument, and they, probably might have ended up fighting. Who knows what would have happened. But that's when the fourth Cerebrian, which again we saw in the trailer, comes by. And dude, they based this off of COVID. This is so based off of COVID. He puts up one of those plastic protection shields, like divider shields. He starts spraying down the chair he's sitting in, the table in front of him. He grabs these huge, and I mean they're probably maybe 2 feet long. These huge chopsticks, and reaches into things like, no, too soggy. Oh, that's too weird of a shape, and blah blah blah. And so everyone's like, who the hell is this guy? Like, Don Red's like, you're being a dick, man. Like, get out of here. I don't want. You're not talking to that old man this way. And so this guy's like, okay, I'm gonna play the flute. Summons a bunch of the Anoi or whatever the henchmen are called. I'm gonna keep saying Anoi because I believe that's what it's. That's how you pronounce it. So they're like, okay, I guess we have to go fight this now. So they go start fighting the whole bunch of the henchmen. Sonai's like, you gotta be someone I know. And so they start talking off to the side. Guy takes his mask off. Again, it's Lupin inspired. That's exactly what it looks like. It's Lupin inspired. At least the design of the character. So we find out, I think, like a friend. I don't think it's a brother. Maybe like a brother in arms or something like that. I don't think it was brothers, what he said. But, they end up going back to their little pocket dimension or whatever you want to call their little area where they live. And he kind of explains, like, hey, like, you're my subordinates now. You're going to do whatever I say. I come from the higher-ups. The higher-ups are, telling me, hey, you guys are not doing your job here on Earth. And so I'm here to straighten you out. So, he goes to each of the three of them and says, okay, you're helping out Don Red, you're helping out Don Yellow, you're helping out Don Black, and blah, blah, blah. And they're all, flustered and, frustrated, like, God, I can't do anything because he's our new leader, essentially, now. He ranks higher than them. And then, this killed me. This absolutely killed me. So they all are so frustrated, but they have to bow. Anyway, so they're bowing, and he comes up to them with a measuring stick, or with a tape measure. And he goes right up in front of Sonai and says, oh, you're 4 inches too high, and lowers his head and says, hey, get down there. You have to stay down there. You have to know your place. You have to know where you are on the pecking order, and you have to make sure you bow your head low enough. And so he's forcing him down. And he's telling him, hey, you don't listen, you don't obey me, I'm going to make you clean an infinite room. So this, apparently in this world, there is some dimension where you have infinite floor. And I guess, like, the ceiling's it's like a white room. So, like, the ceiling's all white, the walls are all white, but there's no real walls, which is the weird thing. And they'd be running back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, just cleaning this floor for eternity. Is their punishment. And they're all like, okay, I don't want to do this, so let's go figure out some ways, let's go try to sneak off and, speak to the DonBrothers, which they end up doing. But before they can do that, the fourth Cerebrian, the name escapes me, it's like Sonazai or something like that, whatever his name is, ends up getting to the cafe before they're able to. And starts going around, making fun of Don Red, saying, hey, like, you can't beat this guy, you can't beat Sonai, what are you doing? Talking to Don Yellow, says, hey, you're in cahoots with, one of my Cerebrians, what are you doing there? Everyone's freaking out, like, oh, you're talking to him? Like, what? And Don Yellow's like, oh my God, I've been exposed. And so, he's like, you guys gotta fight. You're going to fight for me, for, the Cerebrian higher-ups, and whoever wins, wins. So he takes his leave, he blows glitter, which I wonder, because he blew glitter at, I'm going to say the Orange Cerebrian, I'm going to say that. He blew the glitter at the Orange Cerebrian, and then he blew it at Don Blue and Don Pink. Which we got to talk about Don Pink at the end of this episode, by the way. We got to talk about that. But anyway, before that happens, so he blows this glitter at him. So I wonder if this glitter, maybe it's like a microchip or something that it's going to be in their, somewhere in their body. Obviously, again, not all of them were affected, but the 3 of them were. So that might come into play after, because this guy, spoiler, he is still alive at the end of this episode. If you have not seen this episode, which, why are you watching reviews before you watch the episode? Is my question. But point is, he did also, when he walked in there, he sprayed. Kaito thought it was snow, but I think it's like a fire extinguisher is what he sprayed all over them. Because they're all covered in white, and again, I think it's a fire extinguisher, unless it's some Cerebrian technology that just, whatever, it's some other name of something, I don't know. But I'm going to say it's in a fire extinguisher, so he got it all over the cafe. And Kaito comes out, and he's like, is that snow? And so, we do end up going back to the cafe after a minute, where, they clean up, but before that, hang on, let me make sure I have this right. Let me just double check this. Yeah, hang on. Okay, so I gotta go here. Hang on, let me, cause there's this. Yeah, okay, so this is where the plan, this is where they kind of start to come up with the plan. So, after, going to the DonBrothers, she goes out and attacks the humans. Which, by the way, are they dead? Like, he calls them, or he says, like, you have to disinfect them or whatever. So a bunch of the Inoi kind of pick them up, take them through the doors, and they're never seen again. So, are they dead? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to kind of explain this. I don't know what happens, but again, he basically gets a hold of the humans, takes them away. That's when the DonBrothers show up. The other 3 Cerebrians are watching from above. And he starts 1v5ing them all and starts beating them up pretty good. And he's, impressing Don Red there, which he did not go gold, by the way. He did not go gold. So he did beat him up, but he didn't, Don Red wasn't at full strength, wasn't, going all out in this fight. So, he gets him kind of knocks them all away and says, you know what, I better stop because I'm not the one that's going to beat you all. And that's when he, disappears away. Cerebrians come down, and they're like, we don't want Don Black in this. So Don Red sees him because Don Black kind of landed next to him, and Don Red kind of stands up and is kind of in between, but he's more so off to the side between Don Red and the Cerebrians, and he's just. Wow! I think he kicks. I don't think he smacks him. I think he actually kicks him, and he just sends him. That guy's in outer space. He kicks him so hard and sends him flying. And so all 7 of them go back to the cafe and say, "Hey, like, we hate this guy, Cerebrians. We hate this guy, but there's a way to beat him. All we have to do is get a Hitochki, whatever it is, to infect him." Even though we can't be affected by them, if we can harness the energy, then we can, put the energy into the Cerebrians, and that's how we can become, basically, again, the Monster of the Week, the Hitachi or whatever. So, Don Red's like, okay, you know what? I got a guy. And I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, it's going to be Don Pink. It's going to be Don Pink, and I'm like, they're going to do something, they're going to make him freak out, and he's going to go turn into a monster again, or start to turn into a monster again, and then they'll harness energy. Nope! It's the ninja guy! This dude's immortal, man! This dude's been beaten up, and they established early on in this series that if a Cerebrian kills the Monster of the Week, they're dead, and they get sent to the other dimension, where they're stuck in a cube and whatnot. Apparently, this guy does not. This guy's back in his cabin, I guess, house in the woods, whatever you want to call it. Has these straw people, and he's practicing. They're standing up. He's practicing his swordsmanship again, practicing being a ninja again. And so the orange Cerebrian and the white Cerebrian go there. Orange Cerebrian spins his umbrella and they suck up the energy of the monster of the week. Take it. Ninja guy, passes out, wakes up 5 seconds later. It's like, what the hell happened to me? What was I doing again? and so they leave, and they go kind of store the energy in the umbrella, and then we go right to the fight. And I forgot to touch on this. Before they start the fight, they have this scene where, or not before, right before, but back, in the lair early on in the episode, when he was telling them, hey, like, if you don't want to, if you want to obey me and you want to, keep your lives and not go clean the infinite floor, you have to announce yourself like a true Cerebrian would going into battle. So he's so nice telling the four Don brothers, hey, like, do not don't laugh or anything, because this is customary and we hate this so much, but we'll do it because this guy's gonna be sitting out there watching us. And so Don Red's like, I love it. We're going to do it too. And they have this line of the first time they announced the team lineup. Didn't they just announce? I swear they just had it last week. Does that not count? I don't know. Apparently that last week thing, I don't know. Because they just did it in that fire. They were in that ring of fire and they just did that. So, unless they're counting with the Six Ranger, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, because they did have a roll call last week. But point is, do the roll calls. They start battling and whatnot. Sonai, lands a strike on Don Red, enough to knock him out of, his transformed state. Don Red falls over and says, I'm dying! And, collapses. Dies. I'm not gonna add this to the counter. If you don't know, if you're brand new to this, I do have a counter, but I'm not gonna add it to the counter because, like, he doesn't, like, he does die in the way that he does, but it was planned. Like, you could just tell, like, he's gonna revive. It's all part of the plan here. So, like, the four Cerebrian guys checking on him, checking his vitals. Doesn't hear a pulse or anything from his heart. Checks his eyes. And it's like, okay, well, good job. You killed him. Let's go. And so that's when the Orange Cerebrian's like, okay, I'm going to launch or he doesn't launch the umbrella, but he, fires the energy from the umbrella, gets, the Cerebrian infected, and, Don Red's like, okay, let's take care of this guy, and, Sonai's like, nope, we're going to take care of him as Cerebrians. They start fighting him. Sonai gets this special shield, which, I still hate that this man got a shield and Don Red got a whole new upper body thing. I went on a whole rant back in was it 33 or whatever it was, about that. It sucks, but so he starts doing it. They start cutting him up, beating him down, and Sonai's about to land the final slash. Does not connect. I guess he was aiming for the neck. I guess he was gonna chop the head off or something. Does not do that. Stops. He knocks away the Orange Cerebrian's weapon, who's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And so, Don Red's like, what are you doing? Like, shouldn't you be killing him? He's like, if you're not going to, I'm going to, man. And so 600 jumps in and says, no, I'm the one that's going to finish this, man. So you're not taking my spotlight. So they team up, do the special attack. Monster grows to giant. They slash and dash and bash and smash this guy in a matter of, I think it's like 1 minute. Like 1 real life minute is how long this Megazord fight is. We go back down to Earth, back down to where the battlefield was. And, they're questioning him like, why? Why did you do that? And Sonai's like, he's one of us. He's a Cerebrian. I can't do that to my people. And they focus on Don Red, who looks so, like, depressed and upset about something. So I wonder if Don Red killed someone from the Don clan. I wonder if he killed someone from the Don clan. Maybe not. Maybe I'm probably thinking too much into this, but I got this vibe of like he was thinking something like, oh, my people were killed too or whatever. Well, I guess he was a baby, so I guess he wouldn't have been able. Maybe his father did. Maybe his father turned on, Don Clan, and they kind of just ran away. No, but isn't his father human? No, I guess maybe his Don father, maybe his non-human father did. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking, but again, they focused on him. He's kind of really upset, and so he just kind of goes up and just kind of puts his hand on his shoulder, kind of like comfort him and whatnot, and then we fade away, and that's essentially it. Then we're getting a filler episode next week. And it's going to be, I guess, like a cook-off between Don Pink and Don Black again. I forgot. Well, let me finish up this. I want to talk about Don Pink. We'll talk about Don Pink in a second. But it's like a filler episode next week of just cooking. And he even says in the trailer, he's like, why am I cooking this? Who the hell knows why I'm doing this? I'm just doing this because why not? So, that's Don Black. Was saying that. So again, it's just like a filler episode. The Cerebrians are going to be there to eat the food too. They're going to get into a fight with the DonBrothers again. So yeah, just not a lot of substance next. Maybe again we'll get what we got at the end of this episode with Don Pink. Some little teaser again, but this episode or next week's episode just kind of looks filler. But again, probably watch it because we might get a little gem, a little nugget. Maybe towards the end of the episode, just like, this episode wasn't filler because we had a lot here. Obviously, again, the Cerebrian guy is still alive, so he's gonna come back for it with a vengeance. So there was a lot here that wasn't really filler. But Don Pink, holy shit! And I'm sorry for swearing, but I am intrigued. I want to know what's gonna happen next week. I want a gem. I want this. I don't care if this takes five episodes and then we finally get, something, in the mid-40s about this. I am so intrigued. Did he do something to Mio Natsumi? I don't know. I don't know. So, very end of the episode ends with Don Pink coming home and, lights are off. Everything's kind of off, kind of dark and whatnot. He sets his stuff down from work on a chair. And other stuff on the table and whatnot. And he's like, I missed you. I'm so sorry I left you home alone all day. Like, that's not a responsible thing to do. And he sits down on this couch. And it's a doll. It's a doll. And the weird thing is it's dressed in this, like, red and black dress. Like, head to toe red and black dress. And he's, like, touching the hand, kind of, like, holding the hand of the doll with his fingers. What did he do? What did he do? I'm so intrigued by this storyline. And again, yes, I'm interested to see what's gonna happen with the Cerebrians, but I want closure to this Bestial storyline. Maybe Natsumi is gonna be able to clone herself, or a Bestial's gonna be able to get rid of the Bestial part of her and stay as a clone of Natsumi or something. And Natsumi's happy. With Don Black, Mio's happy with Don Pink or something. I am so curious. Did he turn into a monster again and then turn Natsumi into a doll and then now takes her home, pretends she's Mio? Because we had this scene at the very start too, where he or just before the Cerebrians arrive at the Odin stand, where he's happy, ecstatic. He's like, "Oh, my Mio came home. I'm so happy." I don't know what happened, but I'm intrigued. So, again, I'm hoping for another little nugget next week. I really am hoping for a nugget next week in the filler episode. For now, though, we wait. We have probably 14 episodes max left. Again, it'll be February, so we're still like 2.5, 3 months away from the end of this series. We'll see what happens. But for now, like the video, share the video around, don't forget to subscribe. I'm out of here. Peace. Oh, and if you're in, if you celebrate Thanksgiving, have a happy Thanksgiving this week. If you're going Black Friday shopping, be safe because I know how dangerous it is. I've been out there before. So, yeah, with all that being said, have a safe and happy holiday. Again, if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If you don't, I hope your week's good. I hope your weekend's good. I got a birthday this weekend, so I'll send some birthday luck to everyone. I'm out of here. Peace.